stop what you are doing. Right now, just stop. I know you are probably doing 3 things at once while reading this. That is who you are. That is what you do. Multitasking, juggling, keeping all the plates spinning. But for just a few minutes, I need you to stop. I need you to put down your phone, close the other tabs, turn off the noise, and just be here, fully here. Because what I am about to tell you isn't something you can half listen to while doing something else. This isn't background noise. This isn't just another motivational message. This is different, and I need you to hear it. Not with your ears, not with that part of your brain that is already planning what you are going to do after this. Not with that skeptical voice that is ready to dismiss anything that sounds too good to be true. I need you to hear this with that quiet place inside you, that place that knows, the place that recognizes truth when it hears it, even if your logical mind tries to argue with it. Because what I am about to share with you isn't random. It is not an accident that you are here right now, reading these words. In this moment, and I know you have heard that before. You have rolled your eyes at that kind of talk. The everything happens for a reason stuff. The you are here for a purpose lines. I get it. I used to roll my eyes too, but stay with me. Because this time, it really is different. This time, I am not going to give you empty platitudes. I am going to tell you the truth, the real truth. The truth about what is actually happening in your life right now. I see you. The real you, not the version you show people at work. Not the Instagram version. Not the LinkedIn version. Not even the version you show your closest friends. Not the version you show your family at Thanksgiving dinner when they ask how you are doing, and you say great, busy, but great. I see the you that exists at 2 a.m. when you cannot sleep, when you are lying there staring at the ceiling, mind racing through everything you should have done differently that day, everything you need to do tomorrow, everything you are worried about next week, next month, next year. The you that picks up your phone at 2:17 a.m. and scrolls mindlessly through social media. Not because you are interested, but because you are trying to distract yourself from your own thoughts. And then you see someone from high school just bought their second house, and someone else just got promoted, and someone else is on vacation in Bali, and you put the phone down feeling even worse than before. I see the you that is tired of pretending everything is fine when it is not. The you that is exhausted from having to put on a performance every single day. The you that is worn out from being on all the time. I see the you that feels like you are running on a treadmill that keeps getting faster. Working harder and harder but somehow not getting anywhere. Making more money than you ever have but feeling more broke than ever. Because it all goes to bills, debt, responsibilities. Checking things off your to-do list only to have 10 more things appear. The you that is exhausted from being everyone else's rock while you are crumbling inside. The you that gives and gives and gives until there is nothing left, and then somehow finds a way to give even more because that is what people expect from you now. You are the one who listens to everyone's problems. The therapist friend, the one who shows up, the one people call when they need something, the reliable one, the responsible one, the strong one, and you do it. Every single time. Because that is who you are. That is your role. That is what you have always done. But here is what nobody sees. You are drowning, and not dramatic drowning, not screaming for help drowning, quiet drowning. The kind where you are still smiling, still showing up, still functioning, but underneath, you are barely keeping your head above water. You are drowning in expectations that were never yours to carry in the first place. Expectations from your parents about who you should be. Expectations from your job about how available you should be. Expectations from your friends about how present you should be. Expectations from society about what success should look like by this age. You are drowning in this idea that if you just work a little harder, push a little more, sacrifice a little longer, then finally you will get to rest. You will get to breathe. You will get to be okay. You will arrive at that magical place where everything is figured out and you can relax. But that moment never comes. Does it? Because every time you get close, something else shows up. Another crisis, another responsibility, another person who needs you, another bill you forgot about, another problem you have to solve, another decision you have to make. And you cannot say no. You cannot say not right now. You cannot say I don't have the capacity for this. Because saying no feels like letting people down, and letting people down feels like failing. And failing feels like proof that maybe you are not as strong, capable, or together as everyone thinks you are. So you keep saying yes, you keep taking on more, you keep pushing through. Because that is what you do. I know about the mask you wear. The I am fine mask. The I have got it all together mask. The everything's great mask you put on every morning like makeup. I know about the smile you paste on your face at family dinners when someone asks how you are doing and you say good. Really good, even though inside you are screaming. I know about the bathroom breaks at work where you hide in the stall for 5 minutes just to have a moment where you don't have to be on, where you can just breathe without performing. I know about the nights you have sat in your car in the parking lot just sitting there, engine off, staring at nothing, because you need 5 minutes, just 5 minutes before you walk through that door and become who everyone needs you to be again. 5 minutes where you can just exist without demands. I know about the morning anxiety, that pit in your stomach the second you open your eyes, that heaviness before your feet even hit the floor, that dread that settles over you like a weight, the mental checklist that starts running immediately. What you have to do, who you have to be, how you have to show up, what you cannot forget, who you cannot disappoint. I know about the Sunday scaries that start on Saturday afternoon now. The way your chest gets tight when you remember tomorrow is Monday. The way your mind starts preparing for the week ahead even though you haven't even finished recovering from the last one. I know about the guilt. Oh, the guilt you feel when you want to rest. The guilt when you consider doing something just for you. The guilt when you spend money on yourself. The guilt when you say no to someone. The guilt when you are not productive. The guilt when you take a day off. The guilt when you choose yourself over someone else's needs. The guilt that tells you are being selfish, that you should be grateful, that other people have it worse, that you don't really deserve to complain because your life isn't actually that bad compared to some people. And I know about the comparison, the endless, exhausting comparison. Scrolling through social media seeing everyone else living their best life while you are over here just trying to survive the week. Watching people your age buying houses when you are struggling to pay rent. Seeing friends get promoted when you cannot even figure out if you are in the right career. Watching people travel the world when you cannot remember the last time you took a real vacation. Seeing people fall in love, get married, have kids, while you are still trying to figure out if you even want those things, or if you just think you should want them because that is what you are supposed to do by this age. And everyone looks so happy, so successful, so put together. Like they figured out the secret and you are the only one who missed the memo. You have started to wonder what is wrong with you. Why cannot you get your life together like they have? Why does everything feel so hard? Why are you so tired all the time? Why cannot you just be happy? Why isn't what you have enough? Why do you always want more but feel guilty for wanting more? And here is the worst part. You have started to believe that maybe this is just who you are. Maybe you are just not built for the life you want. Maybe you are meant to struggle. Maybe you are not one of the lucky ones who gets to thrive. Maybe wanting more is selfish, ungrateful, unrealistic. Maybe you should just be grateful for what you have and stop complaining, stop wanting, stop dreaming. Just put your head down and get through it. That is what adults do, right? They just deal with it. So you keep going. You keep pushing. You keep showing up. You keep performing. Because that is what you do. That is who you have been. That is the identity you have built. But something is breaking inside you. You feel it. That crack that is getting wider every day. That voice getting louder that whispers, I cannot keep doing this. That moment that is coming where you are either going to break down completely or break free from all of it. And you are scared, terrified. Actually, because you don't know which one it is going to be. You don't know if you are going to collapse or transform. You don't know if this pressure is going to crush you or crack you open, and nobody sees this. Nobody knows, because you have gotten so good at hiding it, so good at the performance, so good at the mask. Sometimes you wonder if the mask has become so permanent that you don't even know who you are underneath it anymore. I need you to listen to me now. Really, listen. Put your hand on your heart if you need to. Feel that beat. That is life. That is you. Still here, still breathing, still fighting, and I need to tell you something that is going to sound simple but is going to change everything if you let it sink in. Are you ready? Are you really listening? Everything I just described, every single thing, every struggle, every pain point, every moment of exhaustion, every ounce of overwhelm, is not happening to you because you are weak. It is not happening because you are failing. It is not happening because you are broken. It is not happening because there is something fundamentally wrong with you that everyone else figured out except you. It is happening because you were never supposed to carry all of this in the first place. Let me say that again because I need it to land. You were never supposed to carry all of this, those expectations piled on top of you. Not yours. That pressure to be perfect. Not yours. That responsibility to be everything for everyone. Not yours. That weight of proving your worth through your productivity. Not yours. You know what was yours? Your peace, your joy, your energy, your time, your life, your actual life. Not this half-lived existence where you are constantly performing, constantly producing, constantly proving. And somewhere along the way, and it wasn't your fault, you traded it. You traded your peace for productivity. You traded your joy for achievement. You traded your life for an identity built on how much you could do for others. Not because you wanted to, not because you woke up one day and said, yeah, this sounds great. Sign me up for exhaustion and anxiety. But because you were taught that is what good people do. That is what strong people do. That is what successful people do. That is what responsible adults do. They sacrifice. They grind. They hustle. They push through. They put everyone else first. They work hard. They don't complain. They don't quit. They earn their worth through their output. Their value is directly tied to their productivity. And you believed it. Of course you believed it, because everyone around you believed it too. Your parents believed it. They passed it down to you. Your teachers believed it. They reinforced it. Your boss believes it. They profit from it. Society definitely believes it. It is literally built on it. So you bought in. You subscribed to the program. You downloaded the software of more is better, and rest is lazy, and your value is determined by your productivity, and success means sacrifice. And if you are not exhausted, you are not doing enough. And that software has been running in the background of your life for years, maybe decades, dictating your choices, driving your decisions, determining how you spend your time, your energy, your life. But here is what they didn't tell you when you installed that software. It is not designed for your thriving. It is designed for your compliance. It is designed for your productivity. It is designed to keep you running on that wheel, chasing goals that move the second you reach them, seeking validation that never quite satisfies, proving your worth in a game where the scoreboard keeps changing, and you never actually win. And the craziest part, by their standards, by society's metrics, by the traditional definition of success, you are winning. You are actually crushing it. You are showing up. You are achieving. You are responsible. You are reliable. You are successful. But you are miserable. And you feel guilty for being miserable, because you know you should be grateful. You know people would kill for the life you have. You know it could be worse. You know you are privileged in so many ways, but knowing you should be happy and actually being happy are two completely different things, aren't they? Because here is the truth they don't put on the motivational posters. Success without peace isn't success. It is just exhaustion with a nicer title. Achievement without fulfillment isn't achievement. It is just boxes checked on someone else's list. Productivity without purpose isn't productivity. It is just motion without meaning. It is just busy work. It is just running to run. You have been running so fast for so long that you forgot why you started running in the first place. You forgot where you were trying to go. You forgot what you were running toward. Hell, you forgot that you are actually allowed to stop running. That stopping isn't quitting. That rest isn't failure. That pausing to catch your breath isn't weakness. So here is what I need you to understand. The story you have been telling yourself about why things are hard, it is wrong. The diagnosis you have given yourself about what is wrong with you, it is incorrect. The conclusion you have drawn about who you are and what you are capable of, it is based on faulty data you thought you weren't doing enough. But the truth is you have been doing too much of the wrong things. Too much performing, too much proving, too much pushing, too much producing, too much people-pleasing. You thought you needed to be stronger. But the truth is, you need to be softer with yourself. You need to be gentler, more compassionate, more forgiving. You have been your own worst critic, your harshest judge, your strictest taskmaster, and it is killing you slowly. You thought the problem was your capacity, that you just needed to level up, get better, optimize more, hack your productivity, manage your time better. But the truth is, the problem was your willingness to hold things that were never yours to hold. The problem was your inability to say no. The problem was your addiction to being needed. Every time you said yes when you meant no, that wasn't strength. That was self-abandonment. You abandoned yourself to keep the peace. You abandoned yourself to keep people happy. You abandoned yourself because their comfort was more important than your well-being. Every time you pushed through exhaustion when your body was literally begging you to rest, that wasn't discipline, that was disconnection. You disconnected from your body's wisdom. You overrode its signals. You treated it like a machine that just needs to keep going, instead of a living organism that needs care. Every time you dimmed your needs, your voice, your truth to accommodate someone else's comfort, that wasn't kindness. That was self-betrayal. You betrayed yourself. You taught people that your needs don't matter. You trained them to expect you to always accommodate, always adjust, always be the flexible one. And I am not blaming you. I want to be really clear about that. You did what you thought you had to do. You survived the only way you knew how. You adapted to the environment you were in. You played the role you thought you needed to play. You wore the mask you thought would keep you safe. But here is what you need to know. Survival mode was never meant to be your permanent setting. It was meant to be temporary. A response to crisis. A way to get through the hard moment. But somewhere along the way, the hard moment became your whole life. The temporary coping mechanism became your default operating system. And now your body is done. Your nervous system is tapped out. Your soul is exhausted. And they are all screaming at you in the only way they know how. Through anxiety, through exhaustion, through that voice that says, I cannot keep doing this. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is your internal system trying to protect you from yourself. So let me tell you what is really happening right now. Not what you think is happening, not what it feels like, but what is actually happening beneath the surface, in the invisible realm where real transformation begins. You are not falling apart. You are falling awake. You are not losing it. You are losing what was never meant to stay. You are losing the masks, the pretenses, the false identities, the versions of yourself you created to survive, to fit in, to be accepted, to be loved. You are not broken. You are breaking open like a seed has to break open to become a plant, like an egg has to crack to birth new life, like a caterpillar has to completely dissolve in the cocoon before it can become a butterfly. This discomfort you are feeling, this restlessness, this sense that something needs to change but you cannot quite put your finger on what. That is not anxiety, or at least, it is not just anxiety. That is clarity trying to get your attention. That is your soul tapping you on the shoulder saying, Hey, hello, we need to talk. We are done with this. We are ready for something different. We are ready for something real. That little voice that whispers, I cannot keep doing this. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is your internal GPS recalculating. That is your system recognizing that the route you are on isn't getting you where you actually want to go. And yeah, it is scary. Change is always scary. Different is always scary. Unknown is always scary, because your brain is wired to prefer the familiar hell over the unknown heaven. Your nervous system would rather stay in a situation it knows, even if it is killing you, than risk the uncertainty of something new. But here is what I know about you. And I know this even though we have never met. I know this because you are still here, still reading, still listening. You are ready. Not perfectly ready, not have it all figured out ready, not completely prepared with a detailed plan ready, but soul level ready, that deep down cannot ignore it anymore. Something has to give ready. You are ready to stop performing and start being, to stop pretending and start showing up as who you actually are, to stop performing for an audience that isn't even watching. You are ready to stop proving and start living, to stop measuring your worth by your output and start measuring it by your existence, to stop earning love and start receiving it. You are ready to stop shrinking and start expanding, to stop making yourself smaller to fit in spaces that were too small for you anyway, to stop dimming your light so others feel more comfortable in their darkness. And the universe, life, God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, whatever you are comfortable with, has been waiting for this moment, has been setting this up, has been arranging everything, every experience, every hardship, every disappointment, every closed door, to bring you to right here, right now. Because this isn't the end of your story. This is not you failing. This is not you falling behind. This is not proof that you cannot handle life. This is the plot twist. This is where the main character realizes they have been playing by the wrong rules. This is where they decide to stop living everyone else's definition of success and start defining it for themselves. This is where they put down the mask and pick up their truth. This is where everything changes. And I need to be really honest with you about something. This next part, the transformation part, it is not going to be a straight line. It is not going to be smooth. It is not going to look like the before and after photos on Instagram where someone's whole life changes in 30 days. Real transformation is messier than that. It is slower than that. It is more complex than that. Some days, you are going to feel it. You are going to wake up and think, yes, I get it. I am different. Something has shifted. And you are going to feel clear, aligned, powerful, free. And then 2 days later, you are going to wake up and think, was that real? Did I imagine it? Am I back to square one? You are going to doubt. You are going to slip back into old patterns. You are going to catch yourself saying yes when you meant no. People pleasing when you meant to set boundaries, performing when you promised yourself you had just be real. And on those days, and this is so important, on those days you are not failing. You are not going backward. You are not broken again. You are just being human. You are just integrating. You are just learning. You are just remembering that change is a practice, not a destination. The old you would have seen a setback and used it as evidence that you are fundamentally flawed, that change is impossible, that you should just give up and accept that this is who you are. The new you, the one you are becoming, sees a setback and recognizes it as part of the process, sees it as information, not condemnation, sees it as a chance to choose again, not proof that you cannot change. The old you needed everything to be perfect to feel okay, needed to have it all figured out, needed to execute flawlessly, and when you didn't, which was always, you spiraled into shame and self-criticism. The new you knows that perfect doesn't exist, knows that figuring it out is a lifelong process, knows that messy progress is still progress, knows that you can be a work in progress and a masterpiece at the same time. The old you waited for someone else to give you permission to change, to be different, to want more, to choose yourself. You waited for your parents to understand, your partner to approve, your boss to value you, your friends to support you, society to validate you. The new you understands that the only permission you ever needed was your own. That other people's approval is nice but not necessary. That you can love people and still make choices they don't understand. That their comfort with your growth is not your responsibility.